Kiara here from Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am doing a more all-natural type of soap today. Every now and then when I have some leftover batter, I like to pour it into those column embed molds that I have and just kind of put them off to the side for maybe a rainy day when I feel like soaping, or if I come up with some inspiration of what to do with them. And so this one started off as like a citrusy sea or citrusy moon design, and it's since evolved into what else can I put into this soap. And I have a lot of fun things going into this. I'm going to start off, I've got into this little container here, there's some turmeric, there's some coconut milk powder, there's some colloidal oatmeal, and there's some kaolin clay. So I'm going to put that in there, just like cooking, you got your spices, right? And then I'm also going to add in 2 ounces of blood orange juice, and I'm going to add that to my batter. And something else to add to this, I've got some carrots, some nice carrot baby food, just plain old carrots and water in this jar, nothing else. And I have 2 ounces of that, and so I'm going to add that to my batter. And like I said, lots of fun stuff going into the soap. I am going to mix this all together, and then I'm going to add in my solution with my lye and my water and my sodium lactate. So let's give it a swirl. So that made a very, very pretty color there, but I want to just kick it up a notch, and I have some sunset orange mica in here from Brambleberry, and that's just going to give it a little more contrast in that shade of orange. I just want this to be a very orange soap, but we obviously want it to have some kind of swirl or design in it. So I'm going to just pour some of that into this and give it a mix. I am going to scent this with some essential oils. Where is mine? There we go. Alright, and that is in this container here. It is a mixture of Brambleberries 10X orange and some lemongrass. And so I'm just going to put that in here and mix that in. And then we're going to start pouring. Okay, so I did pour a little bit of that orange batter into the base so that when I sit my little moon embed in there, it doesn't completely sink to the bottom. And hopefully it will be supported by what I have in there. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in the rest of my batter. I am surprised that this is behaving so well. I thought for sure that it would thicken up and cause some issues with all those additives in there, but it is doing just fine. So pour in some of this orange and pour in some of this orange, and then I'll probably take a chopstick over this and try and not to get that moon embed in there. I remember that it is on the side closest to me and avoid it, but I do want to just add a little bit more of a swirl inside of this. I thought really long and hard about all the different ingredients that I wanted to put into this soap. And it is a lot, as you can see. I chose them because they are all really good skin nourishing ingredients. If you look it up, you'll probably see the benefits of why people soap with orange or soap with carrots. Like, there is always a reason to why this is the way it is. So let's get my chopstick and just swirl it up a little bit. I'm going to scrape out the rest of my bowl here, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a little texturing on the top. So I'm going to first take a chopstick and just kind of swirl all those different oranges together. And then I'm going to take a fork to the top of it, try and even this out so that it's pretty flat. And then I've got some calendula petals and some lemon peels to put on top of this. And I just want to take a moment to point out all of these ingredients in here and how good they are for you. When you think about carrots, you think about the vitamin C that's, the antioxidants and the beta carotene that's in it. When you think of the orange juice, the blood orange juice that I put in here, you've got your vitamin C. Turmeric is very good for anti-inflammatory, so that also is really good for your skin, I think. I don't want to make any claims here, but if you just think about the different properties of each of these ingredients, they're all really good things. You've heard people say you have to eat your vegetables. Well, imagine that this is a very skin-loving and what is the birds that I'm thinking of here? Oh, come on, Tiara. Like whole foods for your skin, basically. Alright, so I've just ran that fork across the top there. It reminds me very much of like tree bark. There's also the color. The main reason why I wanted to use these was for the color. Alright, so I'm going to mix my ingredients for the top up here. Like I said, just some lemon peel and some calendula. And when I put pumpkin in my soap in the fall, I had bought this giant can of pumpkin and I was like, alright, I only need like 2 ounces of this. What do I do with the rest of it? I guess I have to bake. And I was made aware through some awesome subscribers who are probably also soapers to use baby food because it comes in smaller jars, and that way I don't have to go out and buy like a huge jar or a huge can of pumpkin. And then of course there's all the possibilities of flavors that you can get in baby food. You just want to make sure that the only thing that is in it is the vegetable that you want. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and spray this with some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to let it sit. I am going to let this gel. I'll probably cover it up and let it gel, and then I'll come back in 24 hours and we'll cut it up and see what it looks like on the inside. So back the next day to cut it. It did heat up and go through a gel phase, and you can see how the color morphed. The lighter color is with the carrot and the turmeric and the juice left, as far as it faded a little bit, but that happens when you work with all natural colorants. I do love that the darker orange shade is in there, and I'm happy that I added that. But let's just cut off an end piece, and then I'm going to turn it on its side because those botanicals are going to leave some drag marks, and I don't want that. Let's turn it on its side and start cutting. These bars are going to be a little bigger than an inch. That carrot and lemongrass smell really good and really fresh in there. Just like a carrot would, I suppose, like a fresh carrot. I like it. I did have to teach myself master batching my lye. I finally decided to get over that fear and give it a try. So I gotta say, I'm a little stubborn, and for some reason the math behind it did not make any sense to me. I couldn't grasp it. It probably took me about an hour to make sense of it, and I don't know why I made it so much more difficult than it needed to be. I've watched so many YouTube videos and read up on so many forums that I was like, why isn't this making sense to me? But now it does. Now I've mastered the master batch of lye. So I'm happy to have reached that achievement. And it also helps a lot with adding other things. Like in this particular ingredients that I used in here were liquid, so I had to minus them from the total batch of my water and lye solution. When I was doing the master batch, the 50-50 lye solution that you make in the beginning, that was easy. Like, I had that. That's easy. I got that. It was doing the math to try to figure out how you're supposed to make up the rest of the water liquid in that 50-50 batch. And for some reason, minusing the lye from the total water amount, I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. But it does now, and you can replace that water when you master batch with any ingredients from juices. Like the purees that I put in here, or the orange juice that I put in here. All I did was minus those 2 ounces from the, it was 2 ounces of each, so 4 ounces. I just minused them from the total water, so to replace it. And I'm going to continue to master batch my lye, so I am happy with that. Very happy with this soap also. Let's give you guys an up close look. You can see the all natural color that turmeric powder and carrot puree made. There's the top of it. I love it so much. I can't wait to use it. And there you have it. And I got one more piece to cut here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section down below. And until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day, and I'll smell you later.